What up, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Tough couple of games for the Giants. Tough season for the Giants. But you know what? I just want to chop it up with a couple of real ones on today's video. We got a mailbag. We're going to be answering questions, comments, and concerns from subscribers. So if we don't get to your question, it's your fault. It means you're not subscribed. So change it. Hit that thumbs up icon and subscribe to the channel right now. Ahmad, my God, coming in with a $2 super chat. Ahmad, we appreciate you. Says, if we get the third pick, do we trade up for Caleb Williams? It's going to depend on, Ahmad, who is going to be picking first overall. Because if it's a team that needs a quarterback, they're not going to trade out of that pick, right? They're just going to take that guy. I think the only team that may trade out of the first overall pick that's currently in contention for that pick is the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't think that they're going to get to that number one pick. I don't think they're going to. I think they win a couple more games this year. They've given a huge commitment to Kyler Murray. So I would say, yeah, you try. You offer the farm. But also, maybe you try to trade up to pick number 2 and go get Drake May. Maybe Drake May falls to 3 and Marvin Harrison Jr. goes 2. I think you try, but yeah, I don't think there's anyone that needs a quarterback trading out of that first slot. I got Johnson U says, even if we get a good QB, our O-line will still suck. What do we do then? Thing is, Johnson U, this may be hard for some people to comprehend, but you're a really smart person, so I know you'll comprehend this. Good quarterback play, wait for it. Wait for it. It helps out the O-line. When you have a good quarterback, it makes your O-line look better. Notice, Tyrod Taylor wasn't sacked 8 times. He didn't have Andrew Thomas playing. He didn't have Evan Neal playing. It's not like you played a really aggressive defense in Las Vegas with Pat Graham. We know as this bend, don't break Patrick. A good quarterback helps your O-line. It's crazy. Ridiculous. Pokey Moore says, if we get Pennix, since he is a lefty, does that make Neal his blind side? If so, can we move Andrew Thomas to right tackle, or will it affect his game? If Thomas can't switch, we can't have a lefty QB. I don't trust Neal. That is interesting. I haven't even thought of that, brother. I haven't even thought of that. But yes, if you do have a lefty quarterback, that means your right tackle. That means your right tackle is going to be your blindside protector. Maybe you move Andrew Thomas there, but I don't know if that's exactly what any team would do. But I do agree that you might need another right tackle. Evan Neal, hurt again. 3rd time he's missed games in his career with a hurt. He's going to miss games this time. 3rd time he's going to miss game with injuries. And he's not that good. People tell me he's a guard. Have you seen his stability? Have you seen his balance? He cannot play guard. I just don't think he's a professional offensive lineman in this league. I'm sorry. It was a bad pick. Giants missed. Shit happens. Move on to the next. NYG34. What up, Brody? With the Bears probably picking first in the draft and taking Caleb Williams, should the Giants trade for Justin Fields? Okay. So, yes, the Bears own their own first-round pick. Also, they own the Carolina Panthers first-round pick. So, yeah, they're probably going to have the first pick in the draft. They're going to have to make a decision. Is Justin Fields our guy, or do we roll with Caleb Williams? I don't think Justin Fields is terrible. I also don't think he's that good. But kind of like Daniel Jones, he's been playing with a lot of no talent around him until this year with DJ Moore. A lot of injuries around him. And he's dealt with some injuries. And he's dealt with a bad offensive line. To be honest with you, I would say no, because I would rather the Giants just reset the rookie scale contract at the quarterback position, because this is Justin Fields' 3rd year in the NFL, I believe? 3rd. And he's going to need a contract extension probably in 2 years. And I would rather build my team with a quarterback not costing that much money. So I'm going to go down in the comments. I'm going to type my D for draft a quarterback, because I think that's what the Giants should do. But I understand Justin Fields has a lot of fans out there. One of the most dynamic and athletic and best running quarterbacks in this league. If the Bears draft Caleb Williams, should the Giants trade for Justin Fields? Maybe it costs you a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. I don't even think he's that good to trade that for him. But let me know what you think. Type T for trade, type D for draft. Sound off in the comments section. We're going to get to more questions from subscribers coming up in a second. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, the #1 way to play daily fantasy sports. It's the number one daily fantasy sports app in North America. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you just choose more or less on their projected stat line. This is the lineup that I rolled with on Monday Night Football. And shout out to Prize Picks because I get a little bit of a buffer because I did prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. And when you do that, put $100 into your account, they're going to give you $100 for free. So you have $200 to play with. You can cross play. You can make a lineup with NBA and NFL picks. You can mix them over. College basketball's here. I know Prize Picks has that as well. It's the number one daily fantasy sports app in the game. Download it, play it, have fun, support the show, support the sponsor. It means a lot to me. prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. All right, we're going to get to more questions on today's show. We can go right here. Right here. Shout out to Indian Scammer. Just pop up the draft order. Thinking we could get a top 5 pick. Well, right now you sit at 2-7. You sit at 2-7 right now if you're the New York Giants. You do have a couple of easy games coming up, but that's after the game this week against the Dallas Cowboys. So let's go look at the 2024 NFL draft order. Arizona Cardinals currently have the number 1 pick. Then you got the Carolina Panthers. That pick is owed to the Chicago Bears. So right now the Bears own the 2nd and the 3rd overall pick, and the New York Giants own that 4th pick. So look, if Tommy DeVito is going to be your starting quarterback for the remainder 8 games, I'm not sure how you're going to win a football game. So, yeah, I do think there is a good chance that this team is going to end up picking in the top 5. And if you end up picking in the top 5, you have to select a quarterback. You have to. You absolutely have to. Because the guy that you paid all that money has a broken neck and a broken ACL. It would be unfair to everybody else to continue to just roll with him as your QB. Corinne, what up, Corinne? Thanks for always tuning in and being a real one. Would you re-sign McKinney? It's such a complex question, Corinne. I don't love what I've heard from him. I don't love him calling out the coaches. I don't love him crying about Leonard Williams being traded. He's no scrub. He's a solid player. I'd say he's a C-plus safety. C-plus. What's the contract going to be? What's the contract going to be, I think is the question. If it's a 1-year prove-it deal, yeah, but I'm not giving him a multi-year deal. I'm not giving Xavier McKinney a multi-year. I think it may just be time to move on. Captains don't do what he does. Ridiculous. Steven says, do you think Barkley will go somewhere after this season? He said he wants to be a Giant. I don't know why he continues to say it. He says he wants to retire a Giant. Giant for life. I want to retire a Giant. I want to be a Giant for life. Once a Giant, always a Giant, only a Giant. It's going to be a very interesting offseason for this football team. What are they going to do with Saquon Barkley? Couldn't get a long-term contract done last year. Do they get one done this year? Do they put the franchise tag him again? Do they trade him? Do they let him enter free agency? Steven, great question. I don't know because I used to have a read on this organization. I don't anymore because they continue to just make wrong decisions. Joey DeLuca, I can't believe we are this bad this year. Last year we made it in the playoffs and won a playoff game. What happened? My man Joey, that is the $100 million question. What happened? 1, your star left tackle got hurt in the first drive of the season. 2, you had an extremely tough start to the year. Cowboys, Niners, Seahawks, Dolphins. And maybe last year was a fluke, Joey. Maybe last year was a fluke. Ball bounced our way. We won a lot of one-score games last year. We had a new head coach. We had a new OC. There wasn't tape on those guys. All the little things went our way last year. Seems like all the little things are going against us. What has gone wrong could go wrong. Daniel Jones has missed time. Saquon Barkley has missed time. Andrew Thomas has missed time. Darren Waller has missed time. It's upsetting. Sam Lubna, who do you think will be the QB starter for the 2024 NFL season for the Giants? I'm going to say Drake May. And the Giants are going to get up to that 3rd pick in the draft. And I think it's going to be Drake May. I think Caleb Williams has more raw talent than Drake May. And I think Caleb Williams will go number 1. But I think it's going to be Drake May. And if you draft someone in the top 5, you start him right away. They did it with C.J. Stroud. Look at him. They did it with Bryce Young. You start the young kid. You let him work. You let him feel it out. The worst thing you could do is draft a quarterback in the top 5 and then trot Daniel Jones out there, which he's not going to be ready for week 1. Let's be honest. Who do you want to be the Giants QB next year? Can't believe we're doing this. I'm going to predict it be Drake May, but I want to hear from you. Who do you want to be the Giants QB next year? And remember, if you made it this far in the video, that means you're a real one. So subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers on this channel. Let me know. Why aren't you subscribed? If you aren't, change it. Hit that sub button right now. Sub for New York Giants. I'm not even going to say sub for Dubs. Just subscribe. Let's go.